So you're moving to Parker, Colorado. You want to know what it's like to live in Parker, Colorado. Or maybe you're thinking of moving to Parker, Colorado, or Douglas County, or any of the areas that are close by in South Metro Denver. Well, I'm going to share with you my story about relocating here to Parker, Colorado in 2003. And let's see if some of this sounds familiar to you or something that you may need to think about in your move and relocating to wherever it might be, let alone here in Parker. My name is Brian Chandler. I'm with Remax Alliance here in Parker, Colorado, coming to you from my home office in the Timbers, which is a neighborhood called the Pinery. So when we were thinking about making a move, my significant other and I, because she was traveling mostly mid USA to East Coast on some of her jobs, traveling from California, from the Los Angeles area, was just getting to be a chore. So we started talking about it and thought, well, maybe we should take a look at some other areas to move to. So besides looking at some other states, we actually came to Colorado because one of her friends moved here and she visited her and said, hey, home prices are pretty cheap there. And based on California standards, they sure were. So being an agent at that time, I thought, well, you know what? We'll go into the MLS. I'll start doing some research. So I did about 3 weeks of research and came up with a bunch of different neighborhoods, looked at the maps, things of that. Thought, let's take a trip out there. Let's go look at these neighborhoods. So that's what we planned on doing. And we had some houses that we wanted to drive by, give a visual from the exterior to see if we liked the neighborhood, if we liked the houses. So we came out, planned a 3-day trip. And the very first day we were out, we spent the entire day driving through the neighborhoods. Now, keep in mind, in 2003, we did not have Realtor.com and Zillow and all those places that you could go to right now, find listings, look at houses, look at pictures. That was only for realtors. So we didn't have the full extent of availability that you have accessible to you today online. So we drove through all the neighborhoods and we went from Longmont, where my friend lives, who's a realtor that helped us out, that I used to work with, and Thornton, Broomfield, Boulder, even little towns like Lafayette, which are great. Then we came down to Colorado Springs. We went things closer to the airport in Aurora. And then we came down to Parker. One of our friends said, hey, I played golf there at the Pinery Country Club and Golf Course. I was a member there for a while. There's some really great houses that back up to the golf course. They're big houses like mansions. It's like, oh, let's take a look. So sure enough, we came down and took a look and we said, this is awesome. The town's great, not overly crowded, not a lot of commercial things that were built up at that time, like, convenience stores and things like that. Wide open space, kind of rural. We're currently back up to the Horse Park, which is the equestrian center that's here. And I'll put down a picture of the house eventually that we bought. So we came around and we looked at a bunch of things and then went back and picked out 15 houses within Parker to take a look at. And we called my friend Steven and said, okay, here they are. There's 15, set them up. He goes, okay, I'll be down. So he came down. We showed probably 12 of the 15 that we eventually got into and decided, here's one we want to make an offer on. So this was right before Labor Day. So we went ahead and made an offer on that property and waited for the seller to come back. It was a corporate transfer. The property was vacant. Corporate was going to pay for part of the closing costs. So we thought this is a great deal at the time. So we made an offer and they came back and a counter offer that we thought was just not negotiable, right? Not something they really wanted to work with. So we said, let's wait a day or so and let's see if we want to go back, maybe take a look at one of the other houses. So we came back and made another offer on the property because their broker said, hey, don't go away. Just come back. This guy's willing to work. He wants to get it sold. We go, okay, we'll come back. So we came back with another offer, raised our price. He came back just like $5,000 off of his counter before. We go, this is ridiculous. So he said, what about that other house that we looked at? So it was a builder's own house. He built it. It was on an acre at the top of the hill overlooking the mountains and our Bingham Lake here in the Pinery area. but he was offering a price that we thought, yeah, the house needs some work. It's pretty plain Jane, landscaping, things like that. So we offered him 75,000 less with a close less than 30 days, and he accepted it. And we didn't expect him to. We were going to see where he was going to come down to give us an idea of where we wanted to pay for the other house if we wanted to go up on it. When he came back and accepted our offer, it was just too good to be true. So there we go. So I'll post that picture again so you can get an idea of what a great value we got here in Parker, Colorado. Now, one of the other reasons we chose Parker is because of its proximity to the airport, which is about a 35-minute drive. Also going downtown Denver for cultural restaurants, things of that nature, about the same, about 35 minutes. And then we've got the mountains, we've got open space, parks, canyons, things of that nature for outdoor recreation. That's closer here in Parker, which was not as congested or as busy as some of the other areas or as new. There's a huge variety of different types of properties here in Parker, which makes it fairly unique. Plus, it's in the Douglas County School District, which we didn't have a child at the time. We had one a year after moving here in October of 2004. But the school district was just top notch as far as Colorado was concerned. So one thing that we needed to address now was leaving California. So I had an office with some employees in Malibu, California, where I lived for a while. We were currently in Pacific Palisades, so we needed to figure out, well, we need to get out of here. We've had 3 cars. We've got 3 dogs. She worked out of the house, so it didn't matter. She just picked up and left. I had to kind of consolidate and close up shop and relieve the employees of their employment as I made my trek here to Colorado. So then it became a part of, well, do I open another office again? Do I have to interview and get more employees? Now I've got a big house, almost 6,000 square feet, with a full basement, offices if I wanted to. So it's like, well, I guess I don't need to rent an office space because I've got this huge basement and there's just 2 of us and 3 dogs, right? So that was something we had to consider. So all the things about, well, now we've got to get, our mortgage through, which once again, we had an escrow that was, I think it was we bought right after Labor Day, which was the beginning of September, middle of September probably. And then we closed on October 3rd. So it was really quick. So we needed to get insurance in place in the mortgage, of course, which we did a lot of that ahead of time. And then, the move, what are we going to do about the 3rd car? How are we going to get it there? Because we're not going to be able to drive 3. So logistically, we needed to consider that too. And you probably are going to go through the same things. We've got to get stuff moved. We got to get it packed. We got to figure out what to go, where are we going to stay? Do we have to spend some nights in a hotel? What about the animals? What about the kids? Transportation. So those are a lot of things that I can help you with because I've been through it. And as a realtor with relocation programs that we put into place, I can help you get a lot of information and assistance and guidance, not only from where you're moving from, but obviously once you get here. So we'll go a little bit more into detail about that. And my website does have more detailed breakdown of things that I can help you with when it comes to relocation, moving, things of that nature. So, little things like, well, when are you going to plan your trip? Are you going to have information ahead of time to prepare so we know what we're going to do when you get here? Are we going to optimize your time? Are we going to look at neighborhoods? Am I going to send you information on neighborhoods and videos of those and information about the schools and all those things that we do now, which I will go into here a little bit more detail and show you some slides from my screen of the things that we can provide you with in today's terrific world of technology. So the situation is going to be like, well, are we going to bring the kids? Are we not? Where are we going to stay? How are we going to get to the airport? Are we going to get a rental car? I like to work out while I'm here. There are gyms that I can work with. Where's good places to eat? Maybe we need to get some childcare over here while we're going out looking at houses and driving neighborhoods. So there's a lot of factors that come into consideration that I can help you with as well as a relocation expert. So I'm going to go into more detail now. Let's see, what else can I tell you? The move went great. We packed up 2 cars, 3 dogs in the back of Range Rover, made arrangements to have the other car transported. We wound up leaving Pacific Palisades and started on our trek for about 1,066 miles, I think it was. And we stopped, spent the night in St. George, Utah, and then took off in the morning with the doggies and arrived here in Parker. And the moving van showed up the next day. We unpacked the entire van in a day and then started unpacking in the house. It was really exciting. We're really happy to be in this great house, a great view, great town, and so many things that happened since 2003 that have even endeared Parker personally to me much more. So I'm going to go into share my screen and give you some more information about what I can provide as a relocation expert for you thinking about making a move to Parker, Colorado, and the tools we currently have available that we didn't have years ago that we can provide for you. And a good agent will, a great agent will provide all of these tools and make them accessible for you so you can make the best informed decision about where you want to live, what neighborhood, what type of house, the pluses and minuses that you won't know about having not lived here that we can share with you. So it's very important that you pick an agent, whoever it might be, hopefully me, that lives and works in the neighborhoods, in the areas like Douglas County, as an example, that you're looking for a home. And they'll certainly provide you with more than their value with help and information. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. We're going to go through some web pages and show you some of the things that we can make available to help make your move as painless and enjoyable as possible. Here we go. So I was just rewatching one of the clips that I made for you and noticed that my face is getting all red from the screen, because I got a couple screens here and they're bright. So I'm going to take a screen break right now, just like I tell my kid, take a break, and we'll come back and we'll do the screenshots from the browser on the web pages and show you some of those tools and things I talked about earlier. Chandler with Remax Alliance in Parker, Colorado. Thought you might want to know a little bit about the agent you'll be working with. So I'm going to go into a little detail about myself, and then we'll go into the awesome tools that I have available to help you in your relocation. So initially, I was on a football scholarship and played in San Diego, and then graduated from Cal State Northridge, where I went right into real estate in 1977. So with or without mustache, things changed during those 70s and 80s. I had a radio show at KGIL Radio in the San Fernando Valley in California for real estate, of course. A little bit more recent here. As you can see, I have books in the 44 years that I've been in the business. I have authored several books that deal with all different types of things, from home improvement, selling secrets to get top dollar for your home, for buyers, options in a divorce, various things like that. I've been fortunate enough, a little information about me as a kid, first car, 57 Chevy. To have had some great mentoring, people you might know like Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Darren Hardy, W. Clement Stone, Elizabeth Dole, a lot of real estate related people, my pastor Jack Hayford, my mom Milka, and then we have a team here. Of course, I've had for many years ongoing, helping me and the services that I represent. These are the more recent people that I deal with on my team. Family at Lake Arrowhead, we had a reunion, just a great time, and just some little things and fun things and hobbies for me. So right now, if you were to Google me and look up Parker, Colorado Realtors, or Brian Chandler Parker, Brian Chandler Remax Parker, the odds are you'll see me show up on top as a Google screened realtor. Also, normally will show up in the preferred listings under the maps. And this is important because in order to accomplish this, I need to be able to do this for my clients as well. Not all agents are able to accomplish this type of ranking. Then it becomes important when I'm representing my sellers. The other thing too, if you were to go in and once again do the search for me, you can go through the first 4 pages really. And since I have about 15 websites, you'll be able to see references to various different websites. I have, luxury homes in Parker, luxury homes in Lone Tree, Douglas County, luxury homes. We'll go to page 2, Parker, Colorado Realtors, RE Colorado Online, of course, reviews from Yelp and Google, Realtor.com, Twitter, all social media accounts. And I'll go one more. Yeah, and you can see it's still, and then I have different ones for neighborhoods too, for my Canterbury or in Parker or living in Parker, Colorado. And if you were to go into the videos, you'll see that I pretty much dominate the videos with a couple of hundred currently that are up online. Also, we've got congratulations, people love Brian from Yelp. Thank you. Certificate of Excellence from Broker Agent. Highly recommended by Alignable through LinkedIn. Certificate. I'm also a seniors real estate specialist. I did go through Ty Lopez's social media master's certification, which certainly gives me a leg up on social media marketing and accessibility for my clients. And I also have American Lifestyle Magazine, which comes out every 2 months, which I provide free copies to my clients. It's a 50-page full color brochure. Not all real estate related. In fact, about 10% of it is real estate related. The rest of it is more informational about American lifestyle. Okay, I had mentioned that I had authored some books over the 44 years I've been in sales and real estate, and you can access those from briansbooks.me. They are complimentary. There are digital versions that you can download and read at your convenience, like on a flip book, or you can request a hard copy from me, and I'm happy to send one off to you. So this is something that is unique to me. We had this created. It is a YouTube channel for Douglas County, and what it has is every single listing, almost every single listing in the multiple listing service is now on this channel for you to view in a video format, along with the description and, of course, bedroom, baths, things of that nature. No other agent in Douglas County has this available, and I can make this accessible to you as well for your review. And of course, you can do searches accordingly on this channel. I have my own business YouTube channel, which is where I upload videos about the areas, about Parker, about events, about me taking a ski day with my son, things like that. And living in Parker, Colorado, another YouTube channel where I post information about Parker, once again, events, lifestyle, communities, things that the weather, things that affect Parker, Colorado. Now, in the 44 years that I've been in business, I have learned from people looking to relocate that there are 6 important considerations for them, and let's go through them. 1, they want a realtor foremost that's going to find them the proper home in the proper neighborhood. That's why it's important to work with someone who lives and works in the neighborhoods that you're considering, that can get you information and take you to the proper area and find the proper home. Number 2, an agent that'll negotiate on your behalf and lock up a solid deal. Someone that knows how to negotiate contracts, how to negotiate with principals, and gets you the best deal that you can get at that time in the market. And also one that's solid, that you feel like when you go back home, you get ready to move, the movers are scheduled, the kids are out of school, you downsized on your job or wrap that all up, whatever it might be, that you've got a solid deal and it's going to close and you'll have a place to move into. Obviously very important. 3, an agent that'll handle all aspects of the transaction while you're preparing your move, so you have some peace of mind. You'll have to know that things are being handled. You've got someone that's dependable and someone that's knowledgeable is going to take care of things where you're getting ready to move on your end. Ongoing communication with calendar of deadlines and timelines that I provide for you. Ongoing communication by phone or text or however you prefer, email, letting you know what's going on, having conversations about things that need attention. Number 5, assist you with guidance and consultation, including dealing with the move on your end. You may have some questions about what's the timing on how I should do this and what's the best way to handle the thing with my taxes or moving my insurance from this property to the next property. So I can provide you with guidance and consultation on that too. Number 6, overseeing a successful closing and actually being there in physical attendance at the closing. A lot of agents just phone it in, or they send somebody else that's not even related to the transaction that you didn't even work with. Not me. I want to be there and make sure everything goes well and you have all your answers. Finding a property. These are various searches we have available. Once you do searches, you can create an account and save those searches, come back to them. We can communicate through this source as well. Provide you with information about the areas that you're considering. So,
welcome to February's market update. Let's take a look at residential real estate activity in your area during the month of January.
Okay, so we'll provide you with that. We'll provide you with information about
Aurora Colorado, located on the southeast side of the Denver metro area, is part small town, part big city, and a lot of what you might call.
So all these things become very important, obviously. Now we also provide you with the mobile app, and the mobile app is a really great way for us to communicate. Anytime that I find a property of interest, we'll send you a text that says, you have one new property alert, tap to view. So that's something that I will send. And how I wind up doing that is I get an email immediately when a property comes on the market, and I'm notified to review it before I decide to send it to you or not. Okay, now we'll get into some awesome tools that we have available to work for you. We can start going through searches for areas that you might be interested in. This one happens to be in Parker because I'm located in Parker, but we have Castle Pines, Lone Tree, any of the other areas that are surrounding us. We can pick out particular neighborhoods that we want to focus on. And what happens when we do that is that we will be able to get more information about the area and the homes within that area, what current activity is and such. And we're able to then tack down closer into each particular property and find out more information about what's in that property. Now, even more importantly than that is a tool that we have that we can zoom in. Well, I'll show you over here. That's just a little bit. And we also have reports for each particular neighborhood. So if you look at a neighborhood, as I mentioned earlier, I can send you a report on the housing stats and charts, things about that, demographics, things about that particular neighborhood. We also have information about the schools. So you're looking at information about, well, is this a good school compared to others in other counties or other parts of Douglas County as an example. So we'll provide you with that information too. And a lot of times it even comes down and tells you the average teacher salary as an example. And now this is another tool that I have available, which is extremely valuable. We can once again go through a particular area, start looking for homes that are available, may have sold recently. But more importantly than that is we can zero in more so on this particular neighborhood. And we have what we call predictive analysis. So as you see here, we have likelihood to list. We go through a color code. And as we expand into these neighborhoods, we will be able to find some homes that, of course, the market right now is crazy, but we'll get a color code that will show, oh, this home is likely, most likely. And this becomes really important when we're trying to find you a home that may not be on the market yet. They're off-market homes, but they're thinking of selling. And we might be able to uncover them, and you can make an offer on these properties with no competition. So obviously that's a huge coup that a service I can provide. Once you're interested in a particular home or area, I'm happy to drive that area and provide you with a live video of that neighborhood. Also, we can take you through drone videos. So we can show you the house from all different angles, show you the neighborhood from that particular video. So this all comes when you indicate, yeah, I really like that house or that neighborhood looks great. Can you send me more information about it? I'm happy to do that. So you have all the input that you need when you finally get here, so we know what we're looking at. Or you might even make an offer on the property while you're still at your current residence. Floor plans is important, or 3D virtual tours also help you. 1 out of 10 buyers say they won't even make an offer on a home without seeing the floor plan first. But once again, yes, we have different information, virtual tours. We can take you through the property. So you have a good idea without physically looking at the property of what's available out there and what you may or may not like to consider. Checklist I mentioned earlier, yes, very important. During our house hunting, if we're out looking at 10, 15 houses in a matter of a day or two, it can get very confusing. So we'll keep these properties separate with information and notes for you to take about each property if you want. Provide you with information for home buyers from RE/MAX and also other sources we have, just to give you all the data and information at your disposal. Of course, we represent various associates that can help you, whether it's for a mortgage, rent, a loan, or whether it's for a home protection plan. And speaking of home protection plan, I do have a service called my concierge service, which are complimentary services, which I'll go into now. Now, this starts with the goal review. What is it that you're looking to accomplish? It's important that I know that, and I can help you work toward and accomplish your goals. That's my major goal, actually, after all these years, all these years in business. Any lender recommendations I can make to help you with the different types of loans that are available for you. I provide you with a 1-year home protection plan. So after you move in, you're protected for 1 year for major appliances, plumbing, heating, air conditioning, things of that nature. Provide you with complimentary roof inspection when you decide to make an offer on our home and go under contract. We'll have a roof inspector come out and double check that along with home inspection. Provide a cleaning and sanitizing crew. If you move in and the place wasn't left quite clean, I'll provide you with the cleaning crew, complimentary, to go and prepare your house. If it needs a few little things here and there to be fixed, like by a handyman, I'll provide the handyman. If we need to change the locks, we'll change the locks. If you need moving boxes from where you are moving from, I'll provide you with moving boxes. So those are just some things that I provide my clients as a VIP concierge services to help with the move and with the situation, and know that I'm going to help and participate in the transaction along with you. Once again, here's a moving checklist, which is invaluable for you when you're getting ready to move. Things like, the post office, making your address changes, credit card companies, what to do about transferring or canceling memberships that you might have, all the different moving arrangements. We've got a change of address checklist here for you to follow. We've got critical date checklist of things in the transaction, which are deadlines that we need to be aware of. And those are all things that will be very helpful in making the transaction go as smooth as possible with the least amount of stress on your behalf. Contract to closing checklist. Once again, here's another way for us to know that, well, this is what's happening once we're under contract 3 weeks before. You might confirm your plans to vacate your property, book moving services 2 weeks before, 1 week before. So we try to be as helpful as possible on getting this move, once again, as easy and as painless as possible. And when you work with a good agent who's been doing this for years and years, you definitely will see the difference. My commitment, I'm committed to focus on your goals, which I mentioned earlier, to help you achieve the results that you desire. So that's important that we have that communication. I know what it is you're trying to accomplish, what it is you're looking for exactly, what your needs of your family are, your personal, whether it's being close to a gym, close to work, better school district, as I mentioned earlier. So those things are all important for me, so I can help you accomplish your goals. Just as I did with Jen here, who's a hoot. She moved to Maine. She's awesome. So once again, it's Brian Chandler, vying for the job to be your agent on your relocation to Parker, Colorado, or Douglas County. So by all means, give me a shout, give me a text, give me an email. My phone number is 720-808-1007, and look forward to talking to you. Thank you. Well, I hope you found this information useful and the tools that we can provide for you. I hope you can see how much easier that can make the move for you, not only physically, but mentally. And listening to my long story about what it was like for me to make that move here brought back some memories, not of all which I could possibly share here on this video or should. Anyway, my name is Brian Chandler. I'm with RE/MAX Alliance. The website is livinginparkercolorado.com. Also, I have been an author in 44 years of sales and real estate. I've had some time to do a few things. One of them is getting some books. So I've got books here for buyers, books for sellers. We've got books for downsizing, and you're entitled to any of those digital version and or hard copy as well. So once again, it's Brian Chandler, RE/MAX Alliance, Parker, Colorado. Give me a call. Let's discuss your move. Let me provide you with the ultimate in relocation and moving services. And I look forward to speaking to you.